Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. First one I've done since about January. The last thing that I probably would have done was talk about the Super Bowl and how the Chiefs lost. But today we're going to be doing a playoff prediction for the 2021 season. I know it's a little early, but I want to get this done while I have the opportunity, that is. So let's take a look at all games from week 1 to 18 and then to the Super Bowl. We'll predict. Our first game of the season is the Steelers at the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo is just a way better team right now. Buffalo is peaking. They have a high-powered offensive defense. Buffalo is just a better team there. They're going to start with a 1-0 start. Browns at the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the better team in the scenario. I think they're better than the Browns, and I think they're going to win that game. It may be closer than a lot of people think it's going to be, but I just see the Chiefs winning that game. Dolphins at the Patriots. I have the Patriots winning this game. Patriots have a new quarterback who's a rookie. He'll start out. Cam Newton's going to be fighting for his job at all, really. But I think they snag out a win against the Dolphins. A lot of you may disagree with me, but it's just how I see winning. Jaguars at the Texans. I have the Jaguars beating a rebuilding Texans team. The Texans were just completely destroyed. I don't see them winning this game at all. Ravens at the Raiders. I have the Ravens winning that game. The Raiders, I just don't think they're as good as a team as the Ravens are. So sorry, Las Vegas. I just don't think you're as good as Baltimore. Now we're on to the NFC versus AFC. I have Vikings at the Bengals. I have the Vikings winning that game against the Bengals, no problem. Joe Burrow can't get it done against this Minnesota team. Seattle at the Colts. I have Seattle winning this game. Carson Wentz in a brand new team, brand new offense, brand new system. I think there's going to be some growing pains, and I see Seattle winning this game. Not by a huge margin, but by a close one. Chargers at the football team. I have the Chargers winning this game. Yes, the football team's defense is tremendous, but I have the Chargers winning this game because I think they're a better team at the moment than the football team is. Just because of what I think. It's going to be the start of the season. They're going to need to warm up like they did last year. And remember, the football team went 7-9. That doesn't mean they're a good team. It just means they snagged out a division with the crappiest teams in the NFL. Now we have the Broncos at the Giants. I have the Giants winning that game. Too many questions at quarterback for Denver, I think, and that's going to be a recurring theme down the stretch of the season. Just too many questions at quarterback. I don't think it was a good idea to get that cornerback they got in the first round. I just don't see the Broncos winning the game with how their quarterback situation is. Jets at the Panthers. Sam Darnold versus not Mac Jones. What was his name? Zach Wilson. I have the Panthers snagging out a win here. Sam Darnold's going to look good on this Panthers team, and I think the Panthers are going to do pretty well at the start of the season. They have a lot of tough games they need to get through, though. Cardinals at the Titans. This is going to be a good game, but I have the Cardinals winning that game. I think that they're just a better team. Derrick Henry, the Titans defense is not as good as it could be, and Cardinals, now everyone knows how to cover the Titans. To solve what the Ravens and Packers did. I don't think the Titans can use Derrick Henry as a, now we know how to beat you, in a sense, if that makes any sense at all. But the Cardinals are going to win that game. Cowboys at the Buccaneers. A lot of people are doubting the Buccaneers in this game. I have Buccaneers winning this game. I don't think the Cowboys are as good as people think they are. Remember, even with Dak Prescott, the Cowboys, I don't think, had that good of a record. I could be wrong, though. I'll take a look at that later, and I'll come back to that. But I think the Cowboys are going to lose this game to Tampa Bay. I just don't see them winning that. Eagles at the Falcons. Falcons are going to win that game. Eagles, you're in rebuild mode. You tanked your guys' self. I don't think you're going to win that game. 49ers at Detroit. I have the Niners winning that game. No problem. No questions asked. Okay. Bears at the Rams. The Rams are going to win that game. Justin Fields is a rookie. He needs time to develop. And this Rams high-powered offense and defense, that's just not going to be able to allow the Bears to win this game. The Rams could win that game. Packers at the Saints. Packers are going to win that game. As long as they have Aaron Rodgers, I see them doing extremely well in this season. I just don't see the Saints winning this game. Now we're on to week 2. Texans at the Browns. I have the Browns winning against the rebuilding Texans team. Like I said last week, they might not even have Deshaun Watson, and Bill O'Brien just tore apart this Texan team. Now we head over to Buffalo at Miami. I have Buffalo winning that game pretty convincingly. Miami is still a couple years away from being that playoff team that I know they can be. Broncos to the Jaguars. Jaguars are going to win that game. Like I said last week, too many questions at quarterback for the Broncos. And Trevor Lawrence is a pretty darn good quarterback from the film I've seen of him. I just think they're better. Now we have New England at the Jets. I have the Patriots winning this game. I think they're better than the Jets at the moment. They have pretty good quarterbacks. I just don't see the Jets winning this game yet. Chiefs at Ravens should be a good game, closer than it was past years, but I have the Chiefs winning this game. I don't really see any problem with that, but I have the Chiefs winning this game. Raiders at the Steelers. I'm at the Steelers winning that game. Steelers are better than the Raiders at the moment. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with me on that. Bengals at the Bears. I have the Bears winning this game. Justin Fields is going to have a good game against Joe Burrow. It's going to be an interesting one to watch. Now you have the Cowboys at the Chargers. I have the Cowboys winning this game over the Chargers in a close game. I think Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, Elliott, they're going to pull away if a win here in Los Angeles. It'll be a good game, though. The Rams at the Colts. The Rams are going to win against the Colts. Again, the Rams have a high-powered offense. I don't see them losing to the Colts. Titans at the Seahawks. I have Seattle winning this game. As long as that defense holds up against Derrick Henry, I think Seattle's going to win this game. Like I said before, the Titans defense, they're not very good, so it's going to be hard for them to keep up with the Russell Wilson and Seattle offense, like DK Metcalf, Will Dissly, Gerald Everett. I could keep going. But yeah, Seattle's going to win that game. Giants at the football team. I have the football team winning that game against the Giants. It's a little bit of a grudge match because of what happened at the end of last season. But the Giants are not going to win that game. If they do, I'll be a little surprised. But yeah, the football team wins that game. Now we have Falcons going to Buccaneers. I had the Bucs winning that game pretty convincingly over the Falcons. Maybe another blown lead like last year, but I think the Falcons lose that game closely, 35-21, something like that. But the Bucs win that game. Vikings at the Cardinals. I have Arizona winning that game. Again, I don't see any issues with that. I just see them as the better team there in that scenario. 49ers at Eagles. I have the Niners winning this against the rebuilding Eagles team. I don't see the Eagles winning that game against the Niners. Saints at the Panthers. Saints are going to win that game against Sam Darnold. We all know the Saints are the better team than the Panthers at the moment. Lions at the Packers. The Packers are going to win this game in Lambeau. I think that we all know that as well. The Lions are not up to the same thing as the Packers are. The Packers are going to win that game. Well, we're in week 3 now. So we have the Jets at the Broncos start out. I'm going to give the Broncos their first win here against the Jets. I think a lot of people would have thought this would have been the first win for the Jets, but I don't see the Jets winning this game against the Broncos. The Broncos defense is still pretty good. The Broncos have had some tough games to start the season, but I think the Broncos win that game. Chargers at the Chiefs. Again, the Chiefs are a way better team. They're more balanced. I mean, they just came off of 2 Super Bowls in a row, winning one of them. I don't see the Chargers beating the defending AFC champions. Dolphins at the Raiders. I have the Dolphins winning that game, just like last year. Hopefully it's as good of a game as it was last year, but I have the Dolphins winning this game. Bengals at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's winning this game. I know they're aging, but they're still going to win that game. I don't think anyone should have an issue with that. We can all agree that the Bengals are going to lose this game, especially in Pittsburgh. Colts at Titans. This is their first matchup of 2 teams, Carson Wentz versus Ryan Tannehill. And I have the Titans winning at home here. You could debate that either side could win. It's really a toss-up, but I have Tennessee winning this game. Panthers at the Texans. Panthers are going to win against this rebuilding Texans team. It's going to be a bad season for the Houston Texans. And I hope they can rebuild properly and repair the damage that Bill O'Brien caused. Now I have football team at Buffalo. I have Buffalo winning this game. I don't think that's a shock to anybody. Buffalo is going to win that game pretty convincingly over this football team. Bears at Browns. I have the Browns winning that game over the Bears. Browns are the better team. They did really good stuff in the draft. I'm surprised that forgot his name, but that linebacker fell to them in the 2nd round, or was it the 3rd round? I don't know, but I'm shocked that they got him. Now I have the Cardinals at the Jaguars. I think Arizona is going to win that game over the Jaguars. Jaguars are good now a little bit, but remember, this team went 1-15 last year. They're not going to be a 10-win team instantly if the addition of Trevor Lawrence and all those people. They're going to have to get into a rhythm, and they're going to have to improve and have those rookies learn experience. Arizona is just a better team as well in this scenario. Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, Larry Fitzgerald, they're just the better team. Well, if Larry Fitzgerald returns, they're still the better team. Ravens at Lions. I have the Ravens winning that game. I'm not going to go into that. Saints at Patriots. I have the Saints winning that game over New England. Because, well, quarterback-wise, I think Taysom Hill is better than Cam Newton. We might see the start for Mac Jones now. I have no clue of what their plan is for him. So we'll just have to assume that that's what's going to happen. Packers at 49ers. I have the Packers losing this game to the 49ers. I don't know why I clicked Green Bay. The Niners are the better team, I think, here. And Packers, you're good, but you're not going to be good enough to beat the Niners. Falcons at the Giants. I have the Falcons winning this game over New York. Again, people are making out the Giants to be so big of a Super Bowl contender when, remember, that team went 6-10 last season. I don't see them going from 6-10 to 11-5 in one season. But the Falcons are going to win that game against the Giants. Hopefully, if a new head coach and everything, they'll be much better than they were last year. Now I have the Buccaneers at the Rams. Rams are going to win that game. I just think they're the better team as well. Rams, you're better defense than the Buccaneers, and that's saying a lot after what happened in the Super Bowl. Plus, we can look at their performance from last year when these two teams faced off. The Bucs are going to lose that game. Now we have Seattle at Minnesota. I have Seahawks winning that game. Minnesota, Kirk Cousins, I don't think I'm very confident in the Vikings having him as their quarterback. It'll be a close one like it always is, but I think Seattle will pull away because Kirk Cousins is still their quarterback. Eagles at the Cowboys. Cowboys are going to win that game. I don't think they're going to win against the Cowboys team like that. Plus, the Eagles are still rebuilding. So now we're going to head into week 4, and we have some big matchups to look at. We have Jaguars and Bengals. Not one of those big matchups, but I think the Bengals win against the Jaguars here. I just think that they're better in this race. Joe Burrow under his belt. Hopefully he doesn't have to run for his life like Russell Wilson. But the Bengals should win that game in a close one. Texans at Bills should be no contest. Ravens at Broncos. I have the Ravens winning that game. The Ravens are the better team in that scenario. Colts at Dolphins. I have the Colts winning against the Dolphins. I think the Colts are better in that case as well. Titans at Jets. Titans are going to win that game. Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill. I don't think the Jets are ready yet in that case either. They're like the Jaguars. They're not going to go 6 and something. Or no, they're not going to go 10-win team in one season. They have to slowly continue the rebuild. Now I have the Raiders at the Chargers. I think Los Angeles wins that game against the Raiders. I think that they're just a better team in that case. The Raiders still have not really addressed their defense. That defense is a huge downfall to me, and I don't think that the Raiders win that game. We have the Kansas City Chiefs at the Eagles. I have the Chiefs winning. Like I said, the Eagles are rebuilding, and the Chiefs are a heck of a better team than they are. Steelers go to Green Bay. Green Bay should win this game. I don't see any issue with that. Green Bay I think, going to win this game, or is going to. Now we have Tom Brady going back to New England for the Buccaneers versus the Patriots. I have the Bucs winning this game. I think because it's a grudge match, it'll be close, but I have the Buccaneers winning this game. Now we have the Browns, Vikings. I have the Browns winning this game. I think the Browns defense has gotten a lot better. I think that the Browns offense is also really good still. I mean, we saw them put up 40-something points against the Steelers in the wild card round. And the Browns went, 11-5? I think that they're going to be pretty good this season as well. We have the Lions at Bears. I have the Bears winning that game over the Lions. What's his name? Jared Goff, Panay Sewell, not going to be enough to carry that team all season. Panthers at Cowboys. Cowboys are going to win that game over the Panthers. I don't really want to have to explain myself on that one. I just think that the Cowboys are a better team in this scenario. Football team at the Falcons. I have the Falcons winning that game over the football team. The football team's defense is going to keep it close, but I just see that the Falcons are a better team in that scenario. Cardinals at the Rams. This could go either way. So I'm going to save these two divisional matchups for after the Giants-Saints. Giants-Saints should be the Saints. I don't think there's any issue with that. They're the better team. Seahawks at 49ers. This game could go either way, but I'm going to have the Niners pull it away because they always somehow manage to snag one from us. I just think Seattle is going to lose this game. Arizona at the Rams. Rams are going to win this game. They're the better team here. I don't see the Rams losing this game to Arizona. Not yet, at least. Week 5 we're in now. We have the Browns at the Chargers. I have the Browns winning this game over Los Angeles. Like I said, I think they're the better team, better defense, better offense. The Browns are going to have a really good season, I think, this year. Now you have the Bills at the Chiefs. This is the biggest game of the week. This could potentially decide the AFC down the line. It could also be a preview of the AFC Championship again. This is the best game of the season. This game could go either way. It's really like a toss-up, but I would give it to Buffalo. I think that it's going to be a shootout, but I think the Bills are going to win that game. They addressed a lot of stuff on defense and a lot of stuff for offense as well. I just see the Bills winning that game. Titans at Jags. I have Titans winning that game. Again, no issue with that, I don't think. Broncos at the Steelers. Steelers are going to win that game. Again, questions at quarterback for the Broncos. I don't see them winning that game. Patriots at Texans. Patriots should win that game. Again, I don't think anyone has an issue with that. Patriots should win against this rebuilding Texans team. Colts at the Ravens. Ravens are going to win that game over Indianapolis. They're the better team, I think. So now we have the Packers at Bengals. I think the Packers win that game. Again, as long as they have Aaron Rodgers, this team should be clicking. Same with Devontae Adams. This team is just way too good to lose to the Bengals, I think. Dolphins at Tampa. Tampa should win that game. I don't see any reason they would lose to the Miami Dolphins. The Buccaneers are just a better team at the moment. Jets at the Falcons. Falcons should win that game. Again, I think that they're the better team in that scenario. Bears at the Raiders. I have the Bears winning that game over the Raiders. I think that they're pretty good right now. Justin Fields should be having a breakout right now. At this time, I think the Bears are going to win the game. Rams at Seattle at our home at Lumen Field. This is a toss-up as well because we're not really sure who could win this either. Let's see. Let's take a look at them. I would have to put bias aside and pick the Rams. I don't think that we're going to be as good as a lot of people think we are at the beginning of the season. I will give the Rams a win there. 49ers at the Cardinals. I have Arizona winning that game against San Francisco. I think Arizona is going to manage to split with the 49ers, potentially. I may change my mind as we go down the season, but Arizona is going to win that game. Giants at the Cowboys. Cowboys are going to win that game. As long as Dak Prescott is still there, they should win that game. Hopefully there's no injuries to the guy. Saints at football team. I have the Saints winning that game. Taysom Hill, Jameis Winston. What's his name? Alvin Kamara. There's more star names I can't think of that are on the Saints. They're just really good. Eagles at Panthers. I have the Panthers winning against the rebuilding Eagles. I just don't see them beating the Panthers here. Lions at Vikings. I have the Vikings winning that game over the Lions. I think they're the better team here. And we're in week 6. I have the Raiders at Broncos. I'm going to have the Raiders lose that game to the Broncos. Ought to be a close one. They're both pretty bad, I think, in this year. I just don't see the Broncos winning this game. I mean, losing this game. Texans at Indianapolis. I have Indianapolis winning this game against the rebuilding Texans team. Like I said before, same thing with the Eagles. They're rebuilding teams. I just don't see them winning. Dolphins at Jags. Dolphins are going to win that game, I think. Dolphins should advance to 2-4. And just see the Dolphins winning that game. Chargers at the Ravens. I have the Ravens winning that game. High-powered Ravens offense. They did some wide receiver help in the draft. I think wide receiver help is great for the Ravens because that's what they really needed. That defense should still be really good. Ravens are going to win that game. Bills at Titans. I have Buffalo winning that game. I don't see the Titans keeping up with Buffalo this time. So Buffalo should win that game. And Josh Gordon can now avenge himself and his family. Cardinals at Browns. I have Browns beating Arizona. It should be a pretty good game. This could be either way. But I have the Browns at the edge here. So I think the Browns win that game. Chiefs at football team. Should be no contest. Chiefs are going to win that game. And I have the Bengals at the Lions. This game could go either way. I have the Lions winning that game. Should be a test, I guess, for the Bengals offensive line. They're going to show the Bengals why they should have picked Penei Sewell. Rest in peace, Joe Burrow and his ACL. Cowboys at Patriots. I have the Cowboys winning that game over New England. I think that they're going to do pretty well this season. Like you can see, they're at 5-1 right now. Seahawks at Steelers. Seattle is going to win that game. I don't think that they can keep up with Russell Wilson. Ben Roethlisberger doesn't look too good, so recently Seattle should win that game. Now you have the Buccaneers that are rebuilding Eagles. The Buccaneers are going to win that game. I just see them as a better team. Packers at the Bears. Packers are going to win that game. I don't think the Bears are going to be able to keep up with the Packers this year at all. Rams at the Giants. The Rams are going to keep their undefeated streak, and they're going to beat the Giants. Giants, you can't keep up with the Rams' offense and defense. Don't give me the you can. Oh, we have Saquon Barkley. All this. No. You can't keep up with Aaron Donald. You can't keep up with Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp. Don't give me that. Then we have the Vikings at the Panthers. Vikings should win that game. It should be a good game, but I see the Vikings winning that game. Now we're on to week 7. We're almost halfway through the season. Now we have the Broncos at the Browns. Browns should win that game. Again, no issue. I think the Browns are the better team, especially at this time. Jets at Patriots. I had the Patriots winning over the Jets. I think they're the better team. Bengals at Ravens. Ravens should win that game. No issue. The Ravens are the better team. Now I have Kansas City at Tennessee. I have Kansas City beating the Titans. I don't think the Titans are as good as Kansas City is at the moment. Colts at 49ers. I have the 49ers winning that game to the Colts. Again, the 49ers, as long as they're healthy, should be a dang good team. Super Bowl contenders, I think. Same with the rest of the NFC West. Texans at Cardinals. I have the Cardinals winning that game. Texans are rebuilding. I just don't think that they're going to win that game. Falcons at the Fins. I think the Falcons are going to beat the Dolphins. Well, no, I'm going to give it to the Dolphins. I'm changing my mind. Dolphins are going to win that game, I think. Eagles at Raiders. I have the Raiders picking up their first win of the season, keeping the Eagles winless. I just think the Raiders are better than the Eagles, even though their defense is garbage. Bears at the Buccaneers. The Bucs are going to win this time. I can almost guarantee it. Justin Fields is going to be good, but he's not going to be good enough to keep this Bears team afloat with Tom Brady, Leonard Fournette, Antonio Brown, Rob Gronkowski. They're just better. Panthers at the Giants. I have the Panthers winning that game against the New York Giants. I think that Panthers are better in this case as well, especially at this time of the season. Football team at the Packers. You can't beat the Packers in Lambeau. Not you, football team. You're going to lose that game. Lions at the Rams. Rams are going to win that. Matt Stafford versus Jared Goff, the two teams that swapped earlier this year. The Rams are going to win. Saints at Seattle. This game could go either way. I'm going to have the Seattle Seahawks win this game. Let's be picked. Okay. So Seattle is going to win that game. Now we're on to week 8. Week before the halfway mark. Dolphins at Bills. I think the Bills win that game. They're going to keep their undefeated streak going. Steelers at Browns. Browns should win that game and prove they're not the same old Browns again. Patriots at Chargers. Chargers are probably going to win that game. Again, that could go either way. Titans at Colts. I have the Colts winning this matchup this time. Splitting with the Titans. Bengals at the Jets. I have the Jets winning that game over the Bengals. Again, the Bengals, I don't think they're going to have a good year. Not yet. They need a desperate offensive line help. Jamar Chase was a good pick, but they should have really got Penei Sewell. Football team at the Broncos. I have the football team winning that game against the Broncos. I don't think the Broncos are going to be as good as that, especially at this time. Plus, the football team needs to win to keep up with that division race. They're 2-6, yes, but the Cowboys always really collapse at the end of the season, so. Jaguars, Seattle. Seattle's a better team. I don't really see any contest in that. They're just a better team. Rams at Texans. Rams are going to win that. Again, no contest. Chiefs, no contest over the Giants. Arizona should beat the Packers. Even at Arizona, I think they're the better team. If it was in Lambeau, I'd probably pick the Packers. 49ers at Bears. I have the Niners winning that game over the Bears. Niners, as long as they're healthy, should be a really good team. Panthers at Falcons. I have the Falcons winning that game over the Panthers. It should be a good game, but I think the Falcons are going to win. Eagles at Lions. I have the Eagles picking up their first win against the Lions. The Lions are the better team. Buccaneers at Saints. I have the Bucs winning that game. I don't think it's going to be close. Cowboys at Vikings. Should be a good game, but I'm going to have the Vikings pull away if a win here and chop the Cowboys to 5-2. And it was just what the Vikings needed. Now we're at the halfway mark. We're in week 9 of the NFL 2021-2022 season. Jets at Colts. I have Colts, Carson Wentz and the Colts going to get a win there. Browns at the Bengals. I have Browns winning that game all the way. Texans at the Dolphins. Like I said before, the Dolphins are going to win that game. Bills at Jaguars. I have the Bills winning that game. I don't think that should be a contest either. Packers at the Chiefs. That's going to be a good game, but I have Kansas City winning in Arrowhead. I just think they're better than the Packers. Broncos at Cowboys. Cowboys are going to win that game. Broncos, too many questions at quarterback still. The main reason I have you at the record you're at, let's see what record you are. You are 2-7. Is because of quarterback issues. If you had a quarterback, I'd probably give you some more wins here. Like if you had a quarterback, I'd give you a win over the Cowboys. Then again, if you get Aaron Rodgers, I will do a brand new playoff prediction for you guys. Chargers at Eagles. I have the Chargers winning that game over the Eagles. I think they're a better team than the Eagles, who are rebuilding, and that will knock the Eagles back down to 1-8. Raiders at Giants. Giants are going to win that game. They're the better team than them, especially at the moment. Patriots at Panthers. Pats are going to win that game over the Panthers. And the Patriots are doing pretty well at the start of the season so far. Titans at Rams. I have the Rams winning that game over the Titans. It's been a pretty bad AFC South so far, but the Rams are going to win that game. Too many tough opponents from the NFC West. Vikings at Ravens. Ravens are going to win that game. I see them as a better team than the Vikings. Bears, Steelers. The Bears are going to lose that game to the Steelers. Steelers are going to keep up. You know that. We all know that. Cardinals at 49ers. Game could go either way, but I'm going to have the Cardinals losing this game to the Niners. They're going to split, you know. Falcons at Saints. I have the Saints winning that game over the Falcons. I think we could all safely agree over that. So now we're going on to week 10. 9 weeks left of the season. Now I have the Ravens at the Dolphins. I have the Ravens winning that game. I don't think that should be a contest. Jaguars at Colts. Colts are going to win that game. That shouldn't be a contest. Bills at the Jets. The Bills are going to win that game. And the Bills are one win away from clinching a playoff spot. And I think they're one win away from clinching the division. No, they need to win twice. Browns at Patriots. I have the Browns winning this game. I'm sorry, Patriots. You're just not going to be able to beat them. Chiefs at the Raiders. I have the Chiefs winning that game in a huge game. They're not going to be able to beat them this time. Eagles at Broncos. Broncos are going to lose that game to the Eagles. Again, too many questions at quarterback. Vikings at the Chargers. Vikings should win that game. Oops. Maybe that's in 5-4. Now we have the Lions at the Steelers. Steelers winning that game. I don't think the Lions are as good as a lot of people are going to make them out to be if Jared Goff. Saints at Titans. I have the Titans winning that game over the Saints. Should be a pretty good game, but I have the Titans winning. Panthers at Arizona. I have Arizona winning that game over Carolina. The NFC West has been pretty dang good so far. Now we have the Falcons at the Cowboys. I have the Cowboys winning that game against the Falcons. They're the better team here, let's be honest. Buccaneers football team. The Bucs are the better team. We should all know that. Seahawks at Packers. Packers are going to win in Lambeau. Even as a Seahawks fan, I know that we don't stand a chance in the freezing cold. Rams at the 49ers. I'm going to give the Niners their first win over the Rams. An upset, if you will, because the Rams were undefeated until now. So the NFC West, now after week 9, let's give an update basically on the divisions, because I think that's a good idea. Let's start with the AFC in terms of it. So leading the division in the AFC North is the Browns at 9-1, followed by the Ravens, who are 8-1. Steelers at 5-4 in third. Bengals are 1-8. Colts are leading the AFC South at 5-5. Titans are 4-6. Jaguars are 2-7, and the Texans are winless at 0-9. The Buffalo Bills are undefeated at 9-0. Patriots have second and 5-5. Dolphins are third at 4-6. Jets are fourth at 1-8. In the AFC West, the Chiefs are leading that division 9-1. Chargers in second, 4-5. Broncos third at 2-8. Raiders at last and 1-8. Packers are at 7-3, leading the NFC North. Vikings follow at 5-4. Bears in third at 3-6, and the Lions at 1-8. The Buccaneers are at 8-1. The Saints are second, 5-4. Falcons third at 5-4. Panthers are last in that division at 4-6. Cowboys are leading the NFC East at 7-2. Dak Prescott out for a redemption story. Football team at 2-7 in second. Giants at 2-7 in third. Eagles are at 2-8 and 4. Everything you expect from the NFC East. Now the NFC West. All these teams have made it to the playoffs at currently in this playoff prediction. The Rams are leading the NFC and the NFC West at 9-1, followed by the Niners at 8-1, followed by the Cardinals at 7-3, and Seattle in last at 6-3. So we're gonna go into the week 11 now, knowing all that information. Colts go to Buffalo. I'm at Buffalo pull away and win this game. If the Patriots lose their game, then Buffalo clinches the AFC East. This ought to be a good game. Steelers at Chargers. I'm gonna have the Chargers win that game against the Steelers. It's gonna be a kind of a big pick because a lot of people don't really consider that to happen. So we have the Dolphins at the Jets. I have the Dolphins winning that game against the Jets. They're the better team in this scenario as well. Bengals at the Raiders. I have the Raiders winning that game over the Bengals. Again, you're gonna realize you should have drafted some help for Joe Burrow. Texans at Titans. I'm gonna give the Titans the win, giving the Texans their first 0-10 start in franchise history, I believe. Titans are gonna win that game and tie with the Colts for the lead on the division. Patriots at Falcons. I'm gonna give the Falcons the loss to the Patriots, keeping them in the division race. Should be an interesting race that a lot of people think are one-sided, but I think the Patriots are going to be able to keep up with Buffalo and a playoff spot. We have now the Ravens at the Bears. I have the Ravens winning that game over Chicago. I think they're the better team. Lions at the Browns. Browns should win that game and clinch the playoff spot for the second consecutive year in a row. Cowboys at the Chiefs. Chiefs should win that game, no problem. They're probably going to do their standard, make it close and stuff, but the Chiefs are just going to win that game. I don't think there's any issue with that once again. Now I have the Niners at Jacksonville. I have the Niners winning that game. Niners are the better team than Jacksonville. Saints at Eagles. I have the Saints winning that game. Again, the Eagles are rebuilding. I don't see them being as good as people are going to make them out to be. Football team at the Panthers. Panthers are going to win that game over the football team. I see them being the better team. Cardinals at Seattle. I have Seattle getting a win there in Lumen Field to get their first division win in a while. Packers at the Vikings. Vikings are going to win. They always steal one from the Packers recently, apparently. So the Vikings are going to win that game. Bucks should beat the Giants. I don't see any issue with that. And would you look at the NFC North? That's pretty close. Now we're going to go on to week 12 of 18. Now I have the Steelers at Bengals. I have the Steelers sweeping the Bengals. I don't see an issue with that. I don't think there's going to be any more surprising things like what happened in the 20 season. Chargers at Denver. Chargers should win that game. I don't see any issues with that. They should win that game, which puts them in the playoff hunt and the inside looking outward. Titans at Patriots. Patriots are going to win that game. They're now desperately trying to keep up with Buffalo. Titans are desperately trying to keep up with Colts. I think the Patriots win that game. Browns at Ravens. Ravens are going to win that game against the Browns, giving them their second loss of the season. That gives the Ravens a playoff spot as well. Jets at Texans. I have the Jets losing this game to the Texans, giving the Texans their first win in the season. Again, this one could go either way. Both teams are pretty bad, but I think they're better. Raiders at the Cowboys. I'm going to give the Cowboys the win here. I think they're better than the Raiders. Bills at the Saints. Bills are going to keep being undefeated. They're going to win against the Saints. Again, this is a high-powered Buffalo Bills team, and they're actually a threat to win the Super Bowl this year. Buccaneers at Colts. I'm going to have the Colts lose that game to the Buccaneers. Bucs are just a better team, and that ties them again with the Titans to win that division. Panthers at Dolphins. Dolphins should win that game. I don't think there's any contest to that. The Buccaneers are a game away from clinching the first playoff, from winning the division. Falcons at Jacksonville. I have the Falcons winning that game. Better team. Jaguars have to go through some growing pains. Bears at the Lions. Bears should win that game. I don't see any issue with that either. Vikings at 49ers. The Niners are going to win that game. I don't think that's an issue either. Eagles at the Giants. Giants should win against the rebuilding Eagles team. They should win that game. Rams at Packers. Packers are going to win that game. We've seen what they've done last year in the divisional round. I just think they're the better team there. Seattle at the football team. I give Seattle the win there. And now we move on to week 13 out of 18. We're getting closer and closer to the playoffs, and you can start seeing what teams are probably going to make the playoffs. We have the Chargers at the Bengals. I have the Chargers winning that game. I don't see any big thing to do with that. That could go either way, but I have the Chargers winning that game because I think they're better at keeping them alive in the playoff hunt. Broncos at the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the better team in that scenario. The Chiefs should win that game. Ravens at the Steelers. The Ravens are the better team. Let's be honest. They should win that game. Colts at Texans. The Colts should win that game, keeping their division hopes alive. Patriots at Buffalo. Patriots get knocked out of the playoffs. almost, but it clinches the AFC East for the Buffalo Bills, which means that they will have home playoffs for at least one round. They have not clinched the AFC due to Kansas City. So Buffalo will win that game over New England. Remember, like I said, that first game earlier in the season when Kansas City went to Buffalo went to Kansas City and won. I said that could decide the AFC playoff implications. So far, it looks like it has. So now we have the Giants at Dolphins. We have the Dolphins winning that game over in New York. I don't see them beating the Giants. I don't see them beating the Dolphins, the Giants. Now I have the Eagles at Jets. I'm going to give the Jets their first. Wait, no, not their first. I'm going to give them their second win of the season. Football team at the Raiders. I have the football team winning that game. They're better. Jaguars at Rams. I'm going to have the Rams winning that game. They're the better team. I think we all know that. We have the Cowboys at the Saints. Cowboys should win that game against the Saints. Might be closer than a lot of people think it will be, but the Cowboys are going to win that game. Cardinals at the Bears. I have the Cardinals winning that game, officially knocking the Bears out of the playoff hopes if they weren't already knocked out. Now we have the Buccaneers at the Falcons. Bucs are going to sweep the Falcons. There should be no issue with that. And that would officially clinch the division for the Buccaneers. The Vikings at the Lions. The Vikings are going to win that game. No contest. Keeping the Vikings playoff hopes alive. 49ers at Seattle. Seattle's going to split with 49ers. They're going to win that game. Right, so now we go into week 14 of 18. We're getting closer and closer to the end of the season. So now we have Ravens at Browns. The Browns are going to win this one. They're going to split, I think. It's going to be a very close game. Raiders and Browns there. Raiders at Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to sweep the Raiders. I don't think there's an issue there. And that would, if it wasn't already official, clinch the division for the Kansas City Chiefs. Jaguars at Titans. Titans are going to win that game. I don't think there's an issue there. Steelers at Vikings. Vikings are going to win that game. I don't see them losing to the Steelers, and that still, again, keeps their playoff hopes alive. 49ers at Bengals. Niners are going to beat the Bengals there. Again, I don't think there's any contest, and that keeps the Niners the lead on the division in the NFC West. Lions at Broncos. I have the Broncos winning that game against the Lions. Should be a close one, even though they're both bad. Now, this game should be prime time. I don't think it is, though. Buffalo at Tampa Bay. Should be a very good game. And this also could decide playoff implications on both sides. I have Buffalo losing this game to Tampa Bay. Should be a pretty close game, and this gives Kansas City the opportunity to sweep in and take the number 1 seed away if the Bills lose again. Buccaneers advance to 12-1, and they remain on the number 1 seed over the San Francisco 49ers. Giants at the Chargers. I have the Chargers winning that game over the Giants. That, again, keeps their playoff hopes alive, 8-5. They're the better team. Saints at the Jets. Saints should win that game, advancing to 7-6. They would have to win out to even have a chance of snagging a wildcard spot, and they would have to have the Cardinals lose out and the Falcons, as well as the Vikings. There's a lot that needs to happen. Seattle at Houston. Seattle's going to win that game. Shouldn't be any huge contest or anything. I think that's a pretty much guaranteed one. Clinching Seattle playoff spot. Cowboys at the football team. Cowboys are going to win that game. I don't think there's any contest, and that clinches the division for Cowboys if it wasn't already clinched before. So the Cowboys don't fold, and they actually make the playoffs. Bears at Packers. If the Bears win, the Vikings take the lead on the division, I thought. No, they do. But the Packers are going to win. I think we all know that. Falcons at Panthers. Falcons are going to win that game against the Panthers. Puts them at 7-6. Rams at Arizona. Rams are going to win that game against Arizona. That was a huge game for the Saints, and I'd be happy to know that the Rams have just won that. For the Seattle and the Niners and Rams, it's going to be a close range to the finish. Chiefs at the Chargers. Chiefs are going to win that game. Bengals at Broncos. Bengals should win that game. Should be a close one, though. Raiders at Browns. Browns are going to win that. Should be no contest. Patriots at Colts. Patriots keep their hopes alive and beat the Colts, which give Titans the lead on the division. Jets at Dolphins. Dolphins are going to win that game. Texans at Jaguars. Texans are going to win that game. Jaguars are going to win that game. Titans at Steelers. Titans are going to win that game against the Steelers. And at this point, it looks like the Steelers are going to miss the playoffs. So now you have the Panthers, Bills. Bills are going to win that game. And now the Packers at the Ravens could be a close one. That the Ravens are going to win that game over the Packers. Falcons at the 49ers. 49ers are going to win that game against the Falcons. I don't see them being taken out. It might be close. It might not be. I don't think it will be. Saints at the Buccaneers. Bucs should win that game. I don't see them losing to the Saints. Not this year. Football team at the Eagles. I have the football team winning that game against the Eagles. Eagles are rebuilding. I still don't think they're as good as people make them out to be. Cowboys at the Giants. Giants are going to snag a win, a shock win against the Cowboys. They do it all every year. They're just going to win. Cardinals at the Lions. Cardinals should win that game. It ought to be a close one. Seahawks at Rams. Seattle is going to split with the Rams. I don't see them being swept by the Rams. Vikings at the Bears. Vikings are going to win that game. And that should give the Vikings the lead on the division, which is going to give some Packer fans a heart attack. You know, there's some huge things going on. If the Niners win this game this week, they clinch the NFC West. But if they lose, and the Rams and Seattle and the Niners win, that keeps the division open. Ravens at the Bengals. I have the Ravens winning that game. Shouldn't be a contest. And the AFC North is looking really good. Still not clinched, and both teams have over 11 wins. Steelers at Kansas City. Kansas City should win that game. I don't think there's an issue still with that. Steelers are just aging. They're not very good, I don't think, anymore. Jaguars at Jets. Jags should win that game. No problem. The Jets need a few more pieces before I call them a good team. Bills at the Patriots. I have the Bills winning that game, sweeping the Patriots, knocking them out of the playoff picture, giving the Dolphins a spot. Broncos at Raiders. Raiders are going to win that game against the Broncos. I think they're the better team in that scenario, too. The Chargers are also still in the playoffs, in case you wondered. Chargers are going to win against the Texans. And one more win, and the Chargers are in the playoffs indefinitely. 49ers, Titans. Titans need this win to clinch the AFC South. The Niners need this win to clinch the NFC West. And I'm going to give it to the Titans, not because I'm a Seahawks fan, but because the Titans, I think, are going to win this game. Both teams are playing for a lot here, and the Titans are going to show up, and they're going to play very well. Colts at Cardinals. Cardinals are going to win the game, and I think that very well clinches the AFC South for the Titans to take over. Browns at Packers. Browns are going to lose to the Packers. I don't see them losing right now, and that should clinch. Well, not clinch, because there's the entire NFC West. I guess that would have the Packers take back the lead of the division. Dolphins at Saints. Saints are going to win that game, keep their playoff hopes of what left of it alive. And that gives the Patriots a spot back into the playoff picture. Football team at Cowboys. Cowboys are going to win that game. I don't think there's any issue with that either. Giants at Eagles. Giants should win that game against the rebuilding Eagles team. Lions at Falcons. Falcons are going to win that game. Bucks at Panthers. Buccaneers are going to win that game. Bears at Seattle. Seattle should win that game, and it should be a very close one. Even though it shouldn't be, it's going to be a very close one. Now, the Rams at Vikings game is huge for both divisions. Because if the Rams win, they keep up their race for the NFC West title. But if the Vikings win, they keep up their race for the NFC North title. I'm going to give it to the Rams here. I think the Vikings are not as good of a team. Now we're on to week 17 of 18. Chiefs at Bengals. I have the Chiefs winning that game. I don't think that should be a contest either. Broncos at Chargers. Chargers are going to win that game against the Broncos, and that would clinch them a playoff spot at the 6th seed, I would believe. Raiders at Colts. Colts should win that game. Patriots should beat the Jaguars, and I believe that gives them a 9-7 record. Dolphins at Titans. Titans are going to win that game against the Dolphins, and that would I think, definitely clinch it. I'm not sure. Browns at Steelers. Browns are going to win that game against the Steelers. Well, actually, I'll give the Steelers a win there. No, I'll give it to the Browns. And as you can see, the AFC North is still undecided. It's not clinched at all. Texans at 49ers. Niners are going to win that game. Keep up their hopes for winning the NFC West. Again, that division is still not clinched. It could go either way. Falcons at Buffalo. Buffalo should win that game, advancing them to 15-1. Buccaneers, Jets. Bucks are going to win that game. Rams are going to win against the Ravens. Better team. Giants and Bears. I'm going to have the Bears winning that game against the Giants. Cardinals, Cowboys. Cardinals should win that game. Should clinch them a playoff spot as well. I think the NFC West's entirety have clinched the playoff spot for the first time in NFL history. The entire NFC West has clinched a playoff spot. Eagles at the football team. I have the football team winning that game. I don't see the Eagles, who are rebuilding, winning that. Now we have the Vikings at Green Bay. I have Green Bay winning that game. I still think they're the better team. Panthers at the Saints. Saints should win that game. I don't see any issue with that still. Lions at Seattle. Seattle should win that game and keep up their hopes for the NFC West. And now normally, this is where the season would end. But yeah, since they added a Week 17 game, this is a lot of division implications. I think the Packers have clinched the division now. The Bucks have, the Cowboys have. The only divisions left to clinch are the NFC West and the AFC North. Everything else has been kind of filled out and it's written in stone. But now we need to go through this and see who wins this, as we're nearly at the playoffs. Jets at the Bills. I have Buffalo winning that game. Shouldn't be close at all. Chiefs at the Broncos. Chiefs are going to win that game. That would mean that Buffalo is the number 1 seed and that the Chiefs are confirmed to be the number 2 seed. Bengals at Browns. It's going to be the Browns to win this. Bengals trying to play upset, but they can't do it. Patriots at Dolphins. This is a huge game right here. This is a huge one. If the Patriots win, they are in. If the Dolphins win, they are also in, I think. No. I think the Patriots have clinched